Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J, Kamal, Spike, Arjan, all streaming live from somewhere in the northeastern part of them there, United States of America. We're spread out a little bit, right, Arjan? You're not from Long Island like the
Yeah, New
rest of us.
Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New
Hampshire
and
Cry
New
from
York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the market is defying gravity. All the naysayers are saying we're going to get that correction and so on, but it ain't happening just yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, wouldn't it go down like a slight bit?
It will happen when you least expect it. I think it's just going to happen.
when you least want it to happen.
Yeah, I think SPY. Well, we had Professor Omar on Thursday, and he was saying that what was he saying? Ultimately, he thinks it's going to go quite down quite a bit, but not for a while.
It's gonna. He's taking the momentum a little bit up first, huh?
Yeah, he was talking about like a 3% correction, followed by another new high, followed by a really sharp correction. So he sees it zigzagging a little bit in between. I'm going to close the door.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, you got some new stocks on your list. Plus some of the ones that Arjun was talking about, the old metal stocks over here.
Yeah, and BAK has done quite well since I was on.
You gave four good ones last week. That's why I want you to.
All had a nice week.
I want you to talk about all four of them. Put it in perspective to where it was a week ago. I think a week ago they were all four of them lower than where they are today. Some of them made some made nice 10 or 15% moves.
Yep.
And one of them, the very next day, had earnings and popped 10 or 12%. I think that was.
I was
SBS.
whispering it.
Right.
I was whispering it.
The whisper number.
SBS it was, right?
South by Southwest.
Yeah.
I want to talk about. I want to do the chart on Mankind as well, because one of our followers said it's time to go back in if we're out of it. I believe them. They're doing better. Their earnings are good. Their Tyvaso, TYVASO sales are good. Their Afrezza sales are picking up, and they're getting approval for pediatric Afrezza. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. And the Technosphere could be used for so many things. You know, that gizmo that emulsifies everything, so it makes it inhalable.
Right.
So yeah, they're doing well, and they have two new drugs in the pipeline, I think. So it'd be interesting to look at the chart on Mankind. Sava.
Oldie but a goodie.
Another one we should look at the chart. It's one that I think is going to pan out in the long run, but in the short run, shorts can have their way. They can have their fun. In the long run,
we have to let them play with our money.
In the long run, the longs are going to be very happy with Sava, I think. According to the phase 2 trials, it worked far better than any of the Lilly drugs or the Biogen drugs, far better. So the results for phase 2 were quite good. Why shouldn't it be good for phase 3? Major phase 3 study. We're gonna get some kind of data at the end of the year. It's not that far away already. I mean, it's far away, but not that far. You consider 9 months far away?
Yes.
In biotech world, yes.
Right.
In biotech world, yes.
So I'm ready to start with this.
Charlie, I'm scared to chart because I'm on with an Apple, not in my house. I'm using one of my grandkids' computers, and
All right, then you could show my chart. I'm showing the spies.
All right, so let me go and put you on. How do I
And
do that?
you could talk about what you see.
Oh, we can all talk about it.
Well, I mean, this the way that it spreads the chart out like this, it just looks like a slow but steady increase for the last 6 months.
Professor Omar sees in that
Up
chart,
and up.
he sees in that chart an ascending wedge, which is very bearish. I don't see it. Do you see an ascending wedge?
An ascending wedge.
It doesn't
I
look
think you're
that
gonna
way.
have to zoom out. You're gonna have to zoom out.
Yeah, let me do that. So let me get to 3 months then.
I think when he was on the show on Thursday, when he was on the show on when was he on the show on Thursday, right?
Thursday he was on
On
the show.
Thursday,
Yeah.
basically he had
He was
the
on the show
channel.
on Thursday. He was connecting the December low from 22 to the December low of 23 and ran that as a trend line.
Yeah, Spike, do the 2-year.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
or maybe
I see
even
a lot better.
maybe even more.
There's
5-year,
a 5-year
yeah.
right there. You can see. It doesn't look like bad news when you look at it this way.
No, but he's an
It's
ascending
like
wedge.
really nice momentum. Now I'm going to put it back.
When you have an upper trend line and lower trend line coming from a wider, from a reverse megaphone or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you can only see that on a 3 or 5-year time frame. Here, it just looks good.
Meeting at a point that's very bearish. It's just hard to see.
Basically, the two lines were not parallel. Like one of them was more, and they were like meeting. At
Yeah, they were going to meet the point.
Correct, and that's why he said that's bearish, and it's gonna correct.
Right. So he's very negative on SPY and Apple. Apple, he told me after the show he thinks 156 is a likely target.
Oh God.
Apple.
Again, let's. I'm going to take a 6-month view on Apple so we can get a better view of that. Yeah. So we have all this action down here. That's got to be a little worrying.
165 looks like the target to me because that's the near-term bottom, and it's also one of the moving averages.
Right. I
don't remember which moving average it is. But it's trading below the 50 Apple, so it must be the 100. It's trading above the 100 and above the 200, I believe. But it's trading.
I'll put the 15 for perspective.
Yeah, it's below the 50. You see how it's below the 50? But I think it's above the 100 by a little bit.
I guess I'll throw in the 100 then too. So we can get a better view of things. There you go.
It's below all of them. It's below all of
Well,
them.
it's certainly
No, maybe it's the 200 then, or maybe it's the weekly. I don't remember what he did.
I don't get the truth.
Might have been the weekly. It might have been
color anymore.
Might have been the 100 on the weekly or the 200. Let's see what the 200 looks like.
You want the 200 also?
Yeah, put the 200.
Might as well. Yeah, no, 200 too. That's the 15. That's the 200.
It might be the weekly.
Look at the weekly.
So go to the 5-year weekly. Yeah.
Done. 1 week.
Yeah, there you go. So if you zoom out here, just so you can get a better, I like when the chart's a little longer upwards.
All right, so it looks like the
200, you can't do that. You can't do that on the screen.
The 200 would be the is that the 200 below the one below?
That's now, but remember it's a 200 week now.
Yeah, that's the 200 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's your number, 151.
200 week is 4 years. How far back do you want to think about things?
I don't know.
So that's why I didn't even do the 200.
I remember looking at the chart and seeing 165 all coinciding with one of the moving averages.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably the 100 week.
Maybe it was 100 week.
But either way, I mean, if you look at this, right, it's like the 200 week, very strong support. It's never going below that for the most part.
Right.
So like you're in a trading. You could look at this as a range. I mean, if you want to go 150 to 180, but then it's all dependent on your time frame.
Meanwhile, I saw Apple at below 170 today. I was tempted to buy, despite all that.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you.
Yeah, I would, if I had funds, I would buy more of Apples, but I already have a lot of it.
Well, what about all the money you made on Wolf?
Yeah, I wanna make that somewhere else.
Immune Bio.
I
Immune
have
Bio.
so much Apples, like so much.
All right, what are we looking at next, gentlemen?
Immune Bio, IBRX.
ibrx, okay. All right, so again, we're at a 2-year on a weekly. Let me actually put the 1 year back on that one. Okay, so we could actually see the action. Had a bad day today.
Yeah, big red candle. Not a good looking candle. Look, I think
It's still consistent with support if you it's still consistent with support if you I don't know if I can draw the line.
It's a PDUFA play. When is the drug, the bladder cancer drug, going to come out? I think it's the end of May or something like that.
Oh, it's a PDUFA play. Okay.
I don't remember the date. I don't even remember the month. I own a little of this. I recently trimmed my position because I decided I own too much of it. That was the only reason. I didn't feel like gambling too much. You got the coin, the quarter, heads you win, tails you lose, or something. You need the quarter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you might find an entry opportunity here at some point.
These PDUFA plays, they're very tricky. They have a way of fooling everybody. When everybody thinks it's a sure thing, they get a CRL.
Right.
And sometimes the other way around, when they're expecting the CRL, they get approved. So
This looks a little like a cup and handle.
The answer to when is right here. April something. April 23rd is the answer to when.
Oh, that's when PDUFA is. Because you have this like fake. And you gotta see whether or not this is gonna be another fake.
And if it's April 23rd, it could come in any day. They could be early to Fed. I mean the FDA.
What are they selling?
Bladder cancer drug.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, the data was good, but they had some kind of bug issue or something with the lab. Something with the lab. I don't know what I just did.
Well, yeah, he says April 23rd. Just being a little more specific.
Yeah.
So what's next?
I made everything big. What picture is on the screen right now?
Should be my ibrx, right?
Yep.
All right.
So, did you want to look at? Did you want to look at the? What was the one that you were looking at?
Sava.
Oh, right, that was the one you were talking about. All right, this is a year. And I think we should go to 6 months on this one. Just to see that it's sort of, again, fits and starts. Anybody see anything in there?
I don't like this chart from what I'm seeing.
Well, the thing with Sava is it was a negative cross of moving averages, right?
Yeah.
50 and 100.
Oh yeah, I did throw the 50 in there. The 50 sort
This
of
looks pretty bearish to me, like I'm on the weekly 5-year. It's, yeah, I would need to see some stronger
right.
support.
The 50 and 100 crossed and then it tanked.
Yeah, it's right there. You're right. That was a little
If
bit
you,
of a
if
bad
you
news.
show the 3 months, it looks a lot better. The 3 months.
Okay, 3 months. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, right there.
Right there's the cross. About 3 days ago. And yeah, that was the beginning of the end.
Yep, that's what it crossed.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's showing a downward trend overall. Because you can't see what the first couple of months of the year really did for us. Or the last months of last year. Because there was some promising news on this one at one point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable adding this unless it goes back to 13.
Yeah, you'd want to see some momentum up, right? You wouldn't even buy now thinking it's a bargain. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Because
I don't see it.
this,
Maybe 15.
This spot down here looks very, very credible. Was that 18? The 18 and a quarter looks like a very credible place for this thing to go, if not lower. So I guess, but maybe if we see a sort of a channel being built this way, you can see it sort of bouncing maybe off the bottom of the channel. If I saw a bit of a bounce, I might pick some up again and try to average out, because my average is still like astronomically high, like 4 times these current values.
My average is like just about where the stock is.
Well, that's good.
But
So, yeah, so I have an opportunity to average out.
I trimmed a lot. I trimmed to barely nothing. I have very little now.
Do you still own the warrants?
Which one?
The warrants.
Which?
The warrants. SAVA.
No, I sold the warrants.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
They went with the rest of the stock because we were getting a bargain over in here when they would have been here when the news was good. We were getting a bargain.
Yeah, I sold
Now,
them.
now they're about half the value.
Yeah. Como Global was talking about weed stocks that they popped. CGC, Tilray, all of them. Well, I think Germany legalized. Is that what did it? One of the major markets in Europe. I mean, you can grow weed like a weed. So what's the?
Oh yeah, I know. You're talking about yeah.
Everybody can grow weed in their living room or something, right? So.
You're talking about canopy, right? CGI, is that what it is?
CGC.
CGC.
Want to take a look?
Might as well. I mean, because it's the more good news stories in the pot area. Because my Tilray is still just a dead duck. But here, yeah, you got some movement. Well, it did a give back to your usual spot right there in the middle of the big candle.
Yeah.
So now who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, the volume on that green day was like the highest it's ever been by 10-fold. So it's probably like an easy short target, right? But
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But no, I mean, if you like it, right? That's the classic Dr. J rule. It gives back half the candle. Nibble.
Yep. The time to get in.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one alone myself.
I'm not into weed, but
twice burned, 4 times shy.
Maybe as a Parkinson's patient, I should try it. But
After
Dr. J tasted MicroStrategy and SBSw, he's not going
to. Yeah, right, exactly. these stocks are not interested after looking at the Bitcoin based and the quantum based.
Yeah.
I think the other one
There were three stocks that I made a tremendous amount of money in the last 6 months: SMCI, MSTR, and NVDA. This is
another
one.
This was another one of your one of the ones you gave us.
I sold this one too quickly.
Looks like it's still on its uptrend.
Well, I don't know about that, but it looks.
You got your nibble stuff right over here.
It looks like the concavity is bringing you down at this point. A little bit.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like a hump.
Yeah. It looks like if you go into it, you might get humped.
Yeah, you might.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm staying. I'm staying because I'm thinking this
It looks like it might be doing that inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is bearish, but we have to see.
What about IONQ? What's that doing? I sold all of that too.
I was never.
I got rid of all my losers. I'm practically none left. Maybe
this one's not as good news story.
Yeah, it's continuing its downtrend.
It's getting to an area of support though, from about May or June of last year.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what it does.
This one is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
This one is more of a real company than the other two.
Yeah.
Really?
I'd say if you like this company, this is the time to probably add a little bit.
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
Well, it's a pure play on quantum computing, whereas the other plays like IBM and Google, they're hardly pure plays.
It's not quite given the nibble sign. This could actually stay down here for a while.
Could. But I mean, I even see support from like 2022. This is a really key level. This is like make or break. If it goes below this, big trouble.
Go on the chart for Mankind, MNKD.
Okay, not a problem.
MNKD. I remember this.
This is 6 months. We've been looking at this stock forever, so I'm going to actually do a 2-year view for now.
I like that U-turn it made the other day.
But this is a longer view for those people who don't remember it from way back.
Whoa. I like this chart a lot, actually.
I do too.
Should I bring it back to 6 months?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Looks
even
like
if you go further back, it looks good.
It looks very
didn't quite hit this halfway right here.
That little snippet on the right corner is very bullish.
Oh, this little one right here.
Yeah, it's very bullish. It looks like it's about to make a new high, not an all-time high, but a new high.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to 6.
Looks like a good buy.
I'd say 2-to-1 odds it hits 6 before 3. I like it.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I would say not over here, but over here would probably be where you have to worry about on the low end.
The last two candles were rejected. I mean, you see the candle before that, the long wick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but on a longer time frame, I like this level. I like that it hasn't gone below. Like it came back halfway from the 2 green. I like where it stopped.
Mankind has always been good to me. Every time I play it, it makes new highs.
I think I'm gonna add this.
I've been very lucky.
It's got the mo. I get your point. You could at least, even if you ride it to the spot up over here around 5 and change.
I mean, you got a lot going for you with this one. Royalties from Tyvaso, and Freza's doing better, and they're going to get pediatric approval for Freza, the diabetes medicine. That Technosphere is, they got a couple of new drugs on the way that they're going to emulsify. It's a real company, Mankind. It's not a kidding around company. They look like they're a survivor.
Yeah, I'm in. I just got some after hour.
Arjun with his live buys.
Live buy, okay.
And I'm gonna say 2-to-1 odds it hits 6 before 4. How about that?
I like that
There you
bet.
go.
I like that bet.
Yeah. Okay.
Scarlet Wolf has got a question. Let's see what Scarlet's question is. I got to maneuver my mouse with my finger because I'm on an Apple and it doesn't thrill the Apple.
I'm gonna put one while you're doing that. I'm gonna put one we haven't looked at and talked about in a while.
Why doesn't the Apple like me? I click, nothing happens.
Does anybody have an opinion about CRISPR lately?
CRISPR should be higher than it is. How's that for an opinion?
Okay. I mean, it's not quite showing the nibble sign, but it's going to show the nibble sign very soon.
I feel bad for Gene investing because Intalia doesn't want to move for him.
Right.
Another very good one.
Yeah, no, it's probably. I think the shape is pretty. Last time I looked, the shapes are pretty similar.
What am I doing wrong with this stupid mouse?
Yes, very similar chart.
I click.
Actually, Dr. J even did more with the mouse than we'd like. He actually knocked himself out of the picture, but he'll be back on. He's the one running the show. So, anything else you guys want to talk about while he's gone? Behind his back, did you want to look at your metal stocks?
Yeah, we could go to BAK. That one's been great for me the last
That was
week.
That was one that you caught just in time, right?
I mean, I've had it for a while, but yeah, I think.
But you gave it to us right before this gap.
Yeah, that's correct. This one. I think the company's worth 15. I've done a lot of research on it, like the fundamentals, and so I actually added this today. And I'm gonna.
You're not waiting for a gap fill.
I mean, I didn't add big today, but I'm gonna add basically every dip here. I just have pretty good conviction on.
This is the one that
15.
has takeover offers.
Yeah, they've had a lot of buyout offers. I think they're just ironing out the details. There's always risk, but I like the odds here. 15 before it.
What country is this again?
This is Brazil. So PBR, the one I used to have a bunch of, they own a pretty decent stake in this one. And I think I have a hunch they're trying to offload that stake at the very least. So, and there's some Saudi companies that are really interested in buying this. So it's been a bidding war, but it just, you know how these things are. They take forever. So we'll see. I like it. I'm adding dips. It might fill that gap, but I think it might just stay above the gap. Honestly, I have a feeling it stays above 950.10.
Yeah, you liked this the best of the four that you showed us last week.
Yeah, this was the one I picked up on because it was more of a pure metal play.
This is nice too. The chart's been good recently. I mean, it's not giving back.
I'm gonna go down a little bit more recent because we did.
I think if it can get up to, if it can break that moving average, that $5, I think this really will have legs.
This one here.
Yeah, it's been coiling for a long time.
I'll go back.
You're buying it close to all-time lows here, so I like this one.
Then you like.
Yeah, if you look at this chart, I guess it could bottom. What was that?
GPRK he liked.
Yeah, GPRK I like quite a bit too. That's also Latin America. You get some water.
All right, so let me. I'll go back to this is the long term again. So it's a slightly better picture. In that it's already made its move up here.
Yeah, it's retaining that move up. The move up was on earnings. They announced a dividend and they announced that their finances were a lot better than projected. The earnings came in really high. So I like that it hasn't given back at all after earnings.
No,
That
it's,
one had
it's
really good
nice.
earnings
It's
the
a nice
very
steady
next
line here for the
day.
last couple of days.
What was the one that had really good earnings the very next day after you?
Oh, SBSW. Yeah, that one I like a
South by
lot.
Southwest.
Yeah, South by Southwest. This one's South African, but yeah, this one this also hasn't really given back after earnings, but the thing here is, you need to see it have a green day. It's kind of just been sitting there.
You want to take out that moving average, right?
All these, it's so below all of its historical moving averages. It's got to make it a little attractive, especially since metals are in such demand now.
Yeah, exactly. Because the charts here, these have just been beaten down for so long. They're not our classic bullish charts, but I just think that they're all going to show some sort of reversal in some way or shape or form.
It's so remotely different than what I've been in, lately. The SMCIs, the Nvidias, the MicroStrategies, high flyers.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
if
You've been playing the mow up.
Patience to water this plant. Watch
You want a 10x? I don't have that for you.
I want a Jack in the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that anymore. I'm
I
boring now.
don't want tulip or whatever.
Right, where you plant the seeds and then go away for a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't want to wait a year.
Like
I want instant gratification.
Yep.
Well, then we gotta switch the chart then.
Yeah, right. So what do you want to look at then? I
Put MicroStrategy back on.
That's what excites Dr. J. MicroStrategy.
Which one?
MicroStrategy.
I like it. He wants to get paid right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
well.
new all-time highs. On a pullback of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin pulls back to 60,000, I think you could look for this one to pull back to about 13. And if it pulls back to 50,000, I think you can look for it to pull back to about 1,000.
It's funny that 1,000's in the rearview mirror, huh?
Yeah, but on the other hand, I don't think it stops now because I think Bitcoin's going to continue on up somewhere between 90 and 100. In which case, MicroStrategy will hit that $2,300 price target where the notes are convertible. What does that mean for them? If they issue convertible notes at $2,300, so the note holders have the right to get common stock at $2,300, right? Convert it. I never was in a convertible bond. Was any of you?
No, not ever. But it is an interesting. So what it would do? It would create stabilization around that price.
I don't know what it means. Is it a good thing for MicroStrategy? I mean, it's good that it gets up to 2,300, but you're going to get more shareholders,
right?
And what does it mean? It means they're going to get more money from the shareholders,
So
right?
in other words, the people who are lending them, instead of having to pay that money back, they become.
Isn't it a form of dilution in a way?
Yeah, it would be dilutive then, but it had a very good price.
2,300.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta hop off actually, but good to get back on a normal cadence.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you, Arjun, and we appreciate these ideas certainly.
I think we're all gonna pack it in. We did almost everything we said except SMCI. You want to put that up?
Yeah, we'll throw that one on for a goodbye.
Yeah, I'll see you later this week. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful.
Take care.
SMCI. I think it's heading back to close to its highs, if not past it.
You had a good day today. They were getting buzz on CNBC. I've been watching all day.
What's the high? About 1250?
Let's take a look.
Roughly, yes.
Yeah, 1244.77. Well, yeah.
You can make that by the end of the week.
Okay.
I think this weekend or this Thursday, Friday, the market's going to be down. Because the market is usually down before a 3-day weekend.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a good point. But still, I mean, maybe it's not going to hurt this guy.
I'm going to stick to my prediction, 2,000 by the end of the year.
Okay.
For MCI?
The question is, do we have to pay the current price, what is it, 10.50 to get there?
I don't know. We had plenty of opportunity to pay 8.50.
Can we get it around in here?
I paid 8.50 last week, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, if we can get it in right around in here, I think maybe right around in here, that'd probably be a good price.
Buy any dip.
Around $900.
Let's simplify. Buy any dip. Of course, our opinions are strictly our own, not investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
let me reiterate, I'm very bullish SMC. I'm very bullish NVIDIA. I'm very bullish MicroStrategy in the long run. I'm a hodler on IBIT, but I'm a trader on MSFT. That summarizes everything almost. I haven't touched my mags in a very long time. So my Amazon, my Google, my Apple, Meta, Microsoft, haven't touched them. I don't own Tesla. No intention of buying it at this point. That summarizes everything. I do own Sava. I trimmed, but I own it. I trimmed ibrx, but I own it. And that's it. That's almost my whole portfolio in a nutshell outside of the indices. All right. So we'll see you guys.
It looks like you're in for some interesting weeks to come.
Kamal, we need a clean joke for Thursday, okay?
I'll try.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Ciao.
Bye-bye, all.
Take care. Bye.